Hi, everyone. I was asked to talk about a subject, a little bit of my dark past. Um, I am a recovering drug addict. I have been clean and sober for a little over 3 years. A lot of people think that drug addicts can just drop their addiction at a drop of a hat and just go back to being normal. That's not the case. Once you travel down deep enough down the rabbit hole, it's hard to climb back up. When I was younger, you know, I would do drugs, here and there. I would drink mostly. But, I never really had a bad childhood. My parents worked hard. My dad worked for the power company. My mom was a stay-at-home mother. So they tried to give us everything that they could. But my addiction started when my marriage started going downhill with prescription painkillers. First, it was mental abuse, then verbal, and then when it became physical, I left. Me and my daughter packed up and we went to my parents' house. And when the addiction got too bad for me, I left my daughter in the care of my parents because no child should ever have to see their parent like that. And so I lived on the streets in my hometown. And when I slept on people's couches or in spare bedrooms. I didn't like to sleep because there was a few times when I would wake up and there would be some guy trying to get up on me while I was sleeping, and so I didn't like to sleep. And I always carried a lot of knives with me. A lot of people knew me because I had a lot of knives, and mostly it was like a scare tactic. But if I had to, I would have used them. No questions asked. In January of 2012, on a day after my 26th birthday, I was almost shot by accident. I went from one failed relationship to another. I think I mostly sabotaged it because of what happened in my marriage. I was around some scary people. I wouldn't hesitate to probably kill you over $1. I would mostly walk at night and get so depressed because I wanted to die. And I would get so mad that I'd have to go the next day and do it all over again because death didn't come for me. The addiction was really hard. I was really bad into it. And one day I had left a drug dealer's house and I had quite a bit of drugs on me, and this kid I knew asked me to help him out, and I told him I'd meet him, and I got set up to sell to an undercover cop, and that was like the beginning of the end, and it was like a godsend. actually. I mean, I wasn't grateful then, but I am now that that happened. Because I knew I wouldn't have lasted another year. I was taking high doses to try and end it. I was like tempting death. And I went to jail. And when I got out, I did a little bit more drugs and had a $10,000 warrant out for my arrest. And I went back to jail. And when I called home to talk to my little girl, my dad had told me that a friend of mine that I had known since kindergarten killed himself. And right then and there, I knew that I was done. Because I would follow the path that he did if I didn't stop. And I remember sitting in my jail cell and I just kept saying, where is the strong girl who took no shit from nobody, who was so independent, who would never have allowed this to happen? And I decided to place myself in the Carbon County Drug Court program, so that way I could be completely done, so I could find myself again. And I did. And my life's been great ever since. I have a great job. I have my daughter with me. I have love and support. And everything's just running smoothly now. I don't have to steal anymore. I don't have to wake up every morning wondering when and how I'm going to get my next fix. And I'm so grateful for that. I don't have to worry anymore. I'll always be a recovering drug addict. There's only 3 ways out of addiction. You know, there's incarceration, which doesn't last long. There's rehabilitation, and that only works if you're completely done. And there's the sure thing, which is death. And a lot of people that I know have went down that path, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So yeah, that's my story. And I hope that it at least touches someone's life to know that there is hope and that there is help that can help you through your addiction, to get past it, to actually be someone. Thank you, guys.